1 second, guys. Hey, thanks for waiting, guys. We're probably gonna start in the next 2 minutes. I was just getting technical out of the way. Sometimes Sony Vegas likes to act up when you need it. You need to rely on it at a moment. So give me 1 second, and we're gonna start the live stream. If anybody is watching, let me know if the audio is okay, and we'll get started. Right, we're going to start it right about the way.
Check it out now. Yeah, check it out, yo. Yo, check it out now. Third strike, yo. Yo, I know you got your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make and mad ruckus to bring. I'm just hooked on it. Dark bodies who want it. I don't know where you got your skills from. Jump off it, bring it on. Any opponent or contender, no one can stop this. With guns and objects, as far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. Join the street fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior, I be the master. I can teach you how to fight and move faster. One false move, kid, that be disaster. I beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the third chapter. This game's for real, no lies or no actors. Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life. You stomping anybody, so make your choice right. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge things. See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know it just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes.
All the guys at this point, I believe, are in California, in Sacramento, California, and they're ready to go. So before I get really into the big thing, I just want to my face. Hi guys, I've noticed a while. I just want to show my face first, just so the video doesn't get automatically like copyright striked for things that I show. Now, I'm not necessarily going to show a lot of copyright footage, but I've been working with some media projects, and if anybody from Worlds or IMG or whatever is watching this, no copyright intended, please don't strike my channel. This is all explicitly fan-made content and has been edited in a fair use type of way. Once again, this is all fan-edited stuff. I didn't exactly rip you guys off, but I edited videos style of what. So again, show my face before I get into the video that I completely edited and mashed up myself from World's footage. So with that being said, I'm good.
It's a sport that has always begged the question, why? Why would any world-class athlete subject their body to so much weight, strain, pain? The answer may never be understood, but their motivation, devotion, and grit are never in question. Once again, some of the world's most courageous competitors have come to this annual and prestigious championship to settle an age-old question: who is the world's strongest? All the men here come with their own unique stories, but the one thing they all share is an enduring and unwavering perseverance not seen in any other sport, and an innate desire to simply be the world's strongest man.
Once again, guys, what is up? My name is Kai. I am the nerd of strength. Sorry about that. There's a lot of loud motorcycles and buses going on outside of my window right now, so I do apologize about that. Once again, guys, what's up? My name is Kai. I'm the nerd of strength. Thank you guys for checking out my live stream. So, like I said, it's no laws and limits, but the audio and the video quality is there. I've been working really hard on this, so thank you guys for checking on that. What we're getting in today is we're just going to talk about the group announcements that were just announced an hour ago via Laws, Liz, and Terry Collins, and we're also just talk about if you're traveling to World's Strongest Man, what can you expect, especially if you're a first timer. And if you have any questions, I can definitely answer them. I've been to Worlds in 2019, and this is my second time traveling to the World's Strongest Man, so I'm super excited to do that. So I have some experience, but I am aware that things are going to change here, so I'm actually pretty excited about the fan zone. I'm pretty excited that it seems like Worlds is taking an effort to make it more fan friendly this year. However, they have access to a couple of things about recording and being respectful, which obviously you should be. So we're gonna run through some of that today, but for the most part, we're just kind of gonna go over the heats. So they were just announced literally an hour and a half ago. On, once again, sorry about the traffic outside my window. All 5 heats were just announced an hour and a half ago via Laws, Liz, and Terry Hollins via YouTube Live. So we have our heats, and they're all it's a lot. I'm not gonna hold you guys. It's there's not necessarily an easy group in my opinion. It's It's going to be hard to, in my opinion, predict who's going to get out of the groups and who is going to make it to the finals. I'm kind of doing this on the fly right now, so I'm just going through Strongman Archive. I was kind of holding back on starting this live stream because I was hoping Worlds was going to put out a nice graphic for all the heats, but they have not yet. So we're just kind of running through Strongman Archives. They also don't necessarily have the groups just yet. But all the groups are doing the same events. All 5 groups are doing the same events this year in the qualifiers, which is a bit different. Personally, for me, I like the groups. It gives us more TV time. In essence, that gives us 6 hours of TV time to watch versus, just having one giant round robin style tournament where all 30 guys compete against each other, kind of a la like World's Strongest Man 2004. But in my opinion, I actually kind of like the different events for each heat in World's Strongest Man. I know not everybody liked that, but that was just my thing. It definitely gives us a lot of variety for us fans watching on TV. And especially if you're going to marathon it like I do, that's 6 hours of basically watching the same 30 guys doing the same events. So that does get a bit tiring. I'm not going to hold you. But this year I also understand why they're all doing the same events. So we can finally stack all 30 athletes together and see exactly where they place. And also, I do understand that sometimes certain events would favor certain athletes, whether they're a seed or not. And that would kind of be an advantage or a disadvantage to them in the final. I like a lot of the 90s era World's Strongest Man with Magnus versus Magnuson. And back then, it was kind of weird how, they would have qualifying events, and every single group did different events. None of them were ever the same. But some groups would have max events, and some groups would have, rep events. So that was kind of weird. I believe in 95, Magnus Magnuson's group had a max log lift, I believe, in the heats, and it wasn't in the finals. So that was kind of weird. So Worlds is getting more standardized now, so I do appreciate that. And again, at first, wasn't a fan of them all doing the same event, but now I'm kind of happy. So we get to stack everybody up comparatively. I don't have to tell you, if you're watching this channel, you're obviously subscribed to Laws and Liz, and they've been doing a fantastic mega series on all 30 athletes for World's Strongest Man, which made it very easy and streamlined for them to make videos on all 30 athletes. So that's been really cool. Especially since, we're just getting the heats now 2 days, 3 days before the event starts, so it's really hard for other YouTubers to make prediction videos. At least good edited ones. I've been working a lot on this, but I'm I don't have time to make 5 group videos, but I had time to do this giant mega live stream, so that's hilarious. Anyway, we are going through the heats right now. Once again, I apologize. I'm just going to look through Reddit for basically all the heat lists because I can't tell you off the top of my head, even though I just watched it maybe like an hour ago. Hilarious, I know. So I'm just going to go and replay the video I just made, just so you guys can have something to look at while I'm going through the athlete list. So my apologies. I'm going to start that over.
Check it out now. Yeah, check it out, yo. Yo, check it out now. Third strike, yo. Yo, I know you got your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make them mad, ruckus to bring them. Just hooked on it, down bodies who want it. I don't know where you got your skills from, jump off it. Bring it on, any opponent or contender. No one can stop this with guns or objects. As far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. Joining street fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior, I'll be the master. I can teach you how to fight or move faster. One false move, kid, that'd be disaster. I'll beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the third chapter. This game's for real, no lives or no actors. Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life. You stomping anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge things.
See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes. You're on the way.
So we're back, and thanks to some of the Reddit users online, they've compiled the group listings right now. Sorry I don't have a graphic on screen for that. But for Group 1, we have the returning champion, Tom Stoll. Oop. My mistake. I was on mute. Sorry about that. So thankfully, somebody on Reddit compiled all the listings for the groups. Thank you so much for that. Again, really surprised that Worlds hasn't put out a graphic yet. So sorry I don't have a graphic on screen for Worlds just yet. So anyway, for Group 1, we have the returning champion, Tom Stolman, Ivar Smock-Stellis, Pat O'Dwyer, Kevin Ferris, Manuel Angelo, and Gabriel Ram. Group 2, we have Mark Felix, Brian Shaw, Mitchell Hooper, Bobby Thompson, Gabriel Pena, and Konstantin Janashia. Group 3, we have Adam Bishop, Rob Kearney, Trey Mitchell, the 2020 champion, Alexei Novikov, Gregor Shemansky, and Mika Toro. Group 4, we have Maxime Boudreau, Gavin Bilton, Nesmin Nabethkovich, Shane Flowers, Pavel Kariaka, and the 2019 champion, Martins Lissis. And Group 5, we have Jan-Stefan Klabouf, Kevin de Ruyter, Aitor Ingelsson Melstad, Evan Singleton, Luke Stoltman, and Kim Urak. So, there is not a group of death in my opinion. They're all pretty heavily stacked. Maybe Group 1 might be a little skew, but other than that, it's just, these are crazy lineups. Like 20 of these guys out of the 30 could end up in the finals, in my opinion. And I'm not even excluding the actual 10 new athletes, which is a crazy amount of new athletes for Worlds. I don't think we've had that many new athletes since maybe like 2008. But yeah, these lineups are crazy. When I was watching Laws, Liz, and Terry, I'm just like, some of these lineups, I'm like, damn. There's guys I didn't want to see, go head to head. I wanted them both in the finals, but it's just like, sucks. So, starting off with, of course, Group 1, you have Tom, Ivers, Paul, Kevin, Manuel, and Gabriel. So there's 2 new guys in there, the current world's strongest man, and 2 finalists in there, and then there's Paul. So, obviously, Tom's going to get through. Actually, I shouldn't say obviously, because last year we all were pretty shocked when Novikov didn't make the finals. Then again, he was in the group with Death. But just off the events that we have, obviously Tom would get into the finals. Either he's going to win his group, he's going to be in the stone-off. Either way, it's basically going to be a W for him. It's okay, so you think Group 5's easy? Well, we'll talk about Group 5 in a minute. We're gonna go through them in order, but I have thoughts on Group 5. But Tom is mostly probably guaranteed a W. It's definitely going to be an interesting battle, I think, between Ivars and Kevin. Both of these guys missed the final last year. Both of them were in the stone-off in their groups, but they missed out. Of course, Ivars missed out to Maxime, and Kevin missed out to... who was it? Was it Luke? It was Luke, because Bobby won the heat. So, it's going to be really tough, in my opinion. They're both good stone lifters. I do think Ivars is a bit of a better stone lifter than Kevin. Like, something just doesn't necessarily go right with stones with Kevin at Worlds. 2019, that attack just didn't work. Last year, he kind of slipped on the last one. If he had like maybe 2 more seconds, he would have got that stone over and continued the stone off. But I feel like they're both hungry. They both want to get back to the finals. Personally, I just like Ivars just a bit more than Kevin, so I really want to see him back in the finals. Just to prove that 2020 wasn't a fluke. And I feel like he has some decent events in the finals as well, so I'd be pretty excited to see him in the finals. For a minute, my apologies, let's go and look at the events, because I'm also blanking right now and can't see the events off the top of my head because I'm a genius. This is so professional, guys. So we're just going to head over to Strongman Archive real quick. If Kevin gets second place, he might be Ivars on stones. I mean, Kevin would have the advantage. That is true. He was third in his group last year, so he had to go first, so he probably got tired out. But Ivars was also third, and they were both third in their group last year, so they both had to start out. But I feel like endurance-wise, Ivars might be able to go on longer with the stones. Especially he competes more frequently than Kevin does. But Kevin's been looking pretty beastly in like his training videos on his Instagram and with Brian Shaw. So it's just like, I don't know. Why is it not showing? Sorry, I'm looking for the events right now on World's actual website, just so it looks just a bit nicer. Show the events. What are we doing now? There we go. There we go. So, we have the loading race, we have the deadlift ladder, the call walk, the log lift, the wrecking ball hole, and the stone off. So, loading race. Tom's a big guy, but he could do pretty decent at the loading race. Remember 2019, he was super fast. I mean, he was much lighter than he is now, but I don't see him losing too many points in the loading race. But Kevin's super fast as well. Ivars is decent. He'll probably end up getting third. Miguel, I don't know too much about him. Gabriel is big, barrel-chested. He needs to work on his speed. But he's been working on it. But and Paul's decent too, but Paul usually does much better at the one-day shows like Giants Live, so I don't know. I would probably say Tom in first for the loading race, then maybe, you know what, let's say Paul. Paul, Kevin, Ivars. There we go, is what I would rate that. Then we have the deadlift ladder. Tom's beastly at deadlift now, so there's no way he's not going to do good at the deadlift. I actually disagree with Law's take on Kevin and his deadlift and his grip. I think Kevin can do a fast 3 or 4 and give him good points. Same with Pa. Pa did really well. Was he at? No, he was at Europe, so he did really well at the deadlift ladder. Ivar's was okay. He didn't really perform as well as I thought he would at Europe's Strongest Man. Not sure if he was sick or what. And he has been to a couple of SCLs in the meantime between Europe's and this. So, you know, he's done some events in the past couple of weeks. But probably Kevin over Ivar's and Paul maybe. A lot of people have talked about it and kind of memed on Manuel. Unfortunately, his deadlift's just not there. Hopefully he'll get the first one and he performs good. That's all I can say about that. Gabriel has a decent deadlift as well, so I'm excited to see what he does. I've only ever seen him at Canada's Strongest Man. In the past, he's been like lower end mid packs. So I was very surprised that he won Canada's Strongest Man last year, so I'm excited to see what he does. Then the next day, we of course have the car walk and the log lift. Car walk, Tom's very tall. He's going to get a lot of clearance, you know, getting under that car. He's fast on his feet. I don't see him having a problem with that. Ivar's is also pretty fast on his feet. Same with Kevin. Same with Pa. So I don't see a problem with that. I feel like the times might actually be pretty close between Ivar's, Pa, and Kevin. Gabriel's been working on it. But I can see him kind of bottom of the table too, unfortunately. Then we have the log lift. I don't think any weights were announced just yet. We'll probably see in, 3 days. Again, Tom's been greatly improving his log. He's been working with Luke, one of the best log pressers in the world. What more can we say? Again, Ivar's underperformed at Europe's, but that was a max log, so hopefully he'll do a lot better here. He's usually very good with log lift for reps, so I see no problem. Kevin's decent at this. Paul's decent at this. Manuel, outlier. I don't mean to dunk on the guy. I know nothing about him. Even after watching Laws and Liz's video, I still don't know much about him, so I'm sorry. Then on the third day, we have the Wrecking Ball hold, which is going to be super interesting. And the stone off, which, you know how I feel about the stone off. I am bored of Atlas stones. I am bored of the stone off. They're just going to keep doing it, so I'm going to stop complaining about it. It is what it is. Tom's grip has always been a weakness for him, but he's been working on it. Depending on how the Wrecking Ball hold is set up can definitely affect his grip. If they're going to start elevating them up and it starts to sway, he might lose that. But at that point, I think he'll secure enough points to, finally not have to be in the stone off and win his group outright. So I don't think he would have too much to worry about. Pa's grip is definitely interesting. He got injured in UK Strongest Man 2019. And his hand really hasn't been the same since. So I think Paul's unfortunately going to lose a lot of points in the Wrecking Ball hold. I hate to say it. But like I said, it's just never been good for him in the past couple of years. Ivar has a good grip. There's nothing there for me to say. Gabriel, he's Canadian. He should have a good grip. Not too sure. They don't really do a lot of hold events in Canada's Strongest Man. They do a lot of deadlifts for reps, but not really holds. I'm not sure. But again, he works with JF, so I see no problem with that. Manuel, maybe he has a great grip. I'm not sure. I don't know. And Kevin, he can probably gut it out and power through and get good points on the Wrecking Ball hold. Like I said, stone off, I can see because of the Wrecking Ball hold, Paul loses out on making it to the stone off, and it's going to be between Ivar's and Kevin. They could probably do all, 6 Atlas stones and just keep repping out that heavy. I believe it was 210 last year for a while. I feel like, in my heart, Ivar's would probably beat Kevin on that just because he's just had bad luck with tacky. I don't know what it is. But I feel like Ivar's is going to make his second appearance in the finals. and Kevin unfortunately misses out. I might be wrong. So for Group 1, I predict Tom and Ivars. And moving on to Group 2, we have Mark Felix, Brian Shaw, Mitchell Hooper, Bobby Thompson, Gabriel Pena, and Constantine Janashia. And damn, I hate this lineup for Group 2. But also, do you guys ever realize that Mark Felix and Brian Shaw have been in the same World's Strongest Man group like 5 or 6 times? You don't think that's weird or suspicious? Because I kind of do, you know? Anyway, that's just a weird thing that I've noticed in the past, couple of weeks just doing a video that I'm working on. But there's a lot of big deadlifters in Group 2. We have Mitchell Hooper, who, is also somebody who's gunning for the 505 at the World Deadlift Champs in August. So that's going to be crazy. Bobby also has a 1,000-pound deadlift. Brian does, but Brian's deadlift has not been the same since his hamstring injury, but he still puts up big numbers. Gabriel pulled, 1,000 pounds last year. Mark was the deadlift for reps king for a while. Constantine also has a big deadlift, so this one's going to be crazy. Oh man. In my heart of hearts, I want Mark Felix to get to the finals, but that's never going to happen again. I hate to say it, but he got close last year. He made it to the stone-off against Tom Stoltman, so that's insane. But anyway, starting off with the loading race, Mark's old. He's definitely gotten slower with age, so he's going to lose points in the loading race. Every year, Brian says that he works on his speed. And I'm not a hater. I am a Brian Shaw fan, but every year he says he's working on his speed, he's doing his drills, he's doing whatever, and he still moves like slow like he's in quicksand. So, second, third is what I realistically see for Brian placing on this event. Bobby's slow at loading. Sorry, Bobby. Which is a bad start for him. I agree with Laws on that. Bobby needs to do good out of the gate because these events aren't really suited for him. Been watching a lot of footage from Mitchell Hooper on Instagram, and he could definitely be the outlier here. Him and Gabriel can definitely be the outlier in the loading race. Constantine he's been putting on some weight, so he's a bit slower now. But either Gabriel or Mitchell could be the ones who can win this event. Honestly, I'm kind of curious to see how that works. You know what? I'm going to be bold and say Gabriel wins the loading race with Mitchell Hooper maybe in second, only to Brian. And then the rest is a toss-up. Mark's probably bottom of the table on that. Sorry, Mark. And then next up we have the deadlift ladder. Come on, that's Mark Felix's bread and butter. I don't know if he'll get the last, weight in the ladder, but he'll definitely do a fast 4. I can see him doing a fast 4. Brian probably do all 5, I believe. Is it 4 or 5 implements? I don't know. But I can see Brian doing a really fast set of reps. Plain and simple. Mitchell Hooper, super curious to see because he's a static monster. He won static monsters. His speed off the floor is really good though. It's just about the transition between each bar that I'm curious about because that can make or break, a couple seconds in between guys. Same with Constantine Janashia. He did a decent 4 at Europe's, but his transition could have been a bit faster in my opinion. Gabriel is pretty speedy, so he can also sneak in there. Bobby, slow puller. Powerful man, slow puller is what I feel. So it's weird that he might be bottom on the table, even though he's so statically gifted, in my opinion. So Group 2 is going to be really interesting on the deadlift ladder, and I know they did that on purpose. And the next day we have the car walk and the log lift. Mark's been blasé on the car walk recently. Again, it gets up there with age. The man is 57. This is his 17th year at Worlds, so I tend to cut him some slack, even though I am Mark Felix's #1 stand. So he's always great in my book. But Constantine, a bit slow in this. Again, Mitchell's been posting up a lot of footage on Instagram, but
coming and actually doing the event in front of thousands of people, in front of screaming fans, is different from doing an event in your gym or doing it at the local meet, like, you know, in Australia or Canada. So he definitely might be in for a shock, is what I will say. Brian's done this time and time again. Again, like I said, Brian's slow, but if it's really heavy, Brian can do very well with this. I just remember the Super Yoke from 2019 where Novikov beat him by this much, but he's still really good at yoke. Gabriel, depending on the weight, could either pick it up and go with it, or he's going to drop it a couple of times and lose valuable seconds. So I'm curious on that. I'm actually going to say Brian wins second, Gabriel in third. Yeah, I think Gabriel's going to be ahead of Constantine. Sorry. This might be the first year that Constantine doesn't get into the finals, in my opinion. He wasn't, like I said, he podiumed. He podiumed at Europe's, but I don't know, man. Something's up this year. Something's up with Constantine. Now, I'm not saying that he's injured or anything, but it's not going to be that easy for Constantine to get into the finals, let alone maybe the start-off, in my opinion. We got a lot of hungry new guys. Anyway, day 3, we have the wrecking ball hold and the start-off. So, these guys got pretty good grip. Oh, my cat just came. Hi, Atlas. Speaking of Atlas Stones, hi, buddy. How you doing? He's nosy. Anyway, talking about the wrecking ball hold, it's a grip event. Mark's the king of grip, so I see no problem with Mark getting at least, 50 seconds to like a minute on this event. He's been at UKs where they do like weird kind of holds. He's done Worlds, he's done Giants Live. He has a lot of experience in a lot of different odd grip movements. Brian also has decent grip. I just think back to 2019 where it's just like a bead of sweat got in my hands and popped it out of my hands, and hopefully that doesn't happen this year. But I can't think of grip for the rest of these guys. Constantine's grip is okay. Bobby and Gabriel are kind of an outliers for me. I'm not necessarily sure about their grip. Bobby does a lot of deadlifts with straps, so I'm not necessarily too sure on that. As for the stuff, I will say Brian's never not won his group outside of 2019. He got second place last year. I'm not somebody like Brian's past his prime. Brian still got it. It's just Brian more often than not is running, is not at peak like he was. He's in his 40s now. That's going to happen. But he's still finalist material. He's still a contender. I don't see him not winning his group outright, missing the start-off so he doesn't have to worry. In terms of who was going to come second and third, Mark surprised me last year, but I don't see him getting to the start-off this year. I said that last year. Watch, he'll surprise me this year too. Mitchell Hooper, I'm going to say, gets into the start-off. And, I honestly, I can see, unfortunately, I see Bobby missing out on the stone-off this year. Sorry, there's just a lot of, rep events, moving events this year, which Bobby's not the most gifted at. So, Constantine and Mitchell Hooper is who I think is going to become third and second in the group. Probably Constantine in second, Mitchell in third, just because Constantine is more experienced than Mitchell. In terms of stones, Constantine's great at stones. Mitchell's put up big numbers in the gym, but again, this is actually in contest. This is the third day of a grueling competition, so I'm not sure what he's going to do. Would love to see Mitchell in the finals. Depending on how the stones go, that is a toss-up. Like I said, Constantine has an experience, so even though I know I said earlier in this that Constantine might miss out, Constantine would probably make the finals over Mitchell, but bigger upsets have happened in the past couple of times at Worlds in recent history. Sorry about that. In between all of this, I just wanted to get a quick break, so I'm going to show another video. Let me just bring that up real quick. Oh man, these files. just a bit of a hype video for Mark Felix, because again, I am the biggest Mark Felix mark there is. So, you know, I always got to show out when I can.
For Blackburn, Lancashire, England. Without question, one of the most loved athletes in strength sports globally. Everywhere you go, people haven't got a bad word to say about Mark Felix. And you only have to meet this guy once to know why.
Hope the audio's playing. Mitchell, Novikov, Szymanski.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Felix!
I hope the audio is playing. Just a little fun fact for you guys before we go on to the next group. You know, Mark Felix has been in a heat with every World's Strongest Man winner since 1998, excluding Yoko Ahola, because by the time Mark started, Yoko had retired, and Eddie Hall. Again, this is qualifying heats. He was in the 2015 finals with Eddie Hall, but they were never in a qualifying heat together. But that's like crazy to think, you know? Like, he went up against Magnus Samuelsson, Yanni Vertinen, Sven Karlsson, Marius, Verestuk, Z, Pfister, Shaw. Jesus, that's insane. Thor, Martins, Alexei, and Tom. That is absolutely insane and super commendable for a man in his 50s. Like, I get it, a lot of people is like, oh, Mark's old and he shouldn't be there, but again, it makes me smile. It makes a lot of people smile every year just to see, like, this dude's still doing what a lot of people can't. Like, he's still stronger than most people who work this earth, so I understand why he's here. Yes, he's been performing a bit at the lower end lately, but he still has good events, and again, he got to the Stone-Off last year, so, you know, I hate to see when people complain about Mark Felix. I love that man. As you can see by my autographed Mark Felix competition-worn shirt. And this year, I would love to get a picture with Mark. It's funny, 2019 I went to Worlds, I didn't get a picture, so this year I'm determined to get a picture with Mark Felix. Mark my words. Anyway, we go on to Group 3. So we have Adam Bishop, Rob Kearney, Trey Mitchell, Alexei Novikov, Gregor Szymanski, and Nika Toro. So we have the 2020 World's Strongest Man. We have 4th place from last year. We have Bishop, who's been to the finals 3 times, and Champions League this year. Interesting group. I feel like this group isn't as hard as Group 2, definitely. It has two, it has one new guy, two guys who haven't made the finals, but it has people who were close to the podium. A surprise finalist in Gregors. So this is going to be an interesting group. Happy to see Gregors again. I was super sad when, Mateus had to pull out of Worlds, but I totally understand why. Like, I'd much rather see him wait, like Martins, and get better and come back in, like, amazing shape and mog everybody than him being hurt or get injured and have to retire like JF Caron. So the wait sucks, but I totally understand. And when he returns, it's going to be glorious. But in the meantime, cool. We have a Polish athlete at Worlds this year. It was crazy in 2020. You know, we didn't have one. Same in 2021, and that was the first time like 20 years that we didn't have any Polish competitors at Worlds. So that was kind of crazy. A little shocked they invited Gregors as opposed to Oscar. Oscar Zwolinski, I believe is his last name, who actually is the current Poland's strongest man, who I think should have got a shot at this. I get it, Gregors has been to Worlds 3 times, but they should keep going with giving newer guys, you know, some exposure. I was pretty mad in 2020 when they didn't invite like maybe like Conrad Quay or who was the guy who was Poland's strongest man, but he left for MMA. I forgot his name, but there was a couple Polish guys they should have invited to Worlds the past couple of years, and they haven't. So, you know, a little annoying. But again, happy to see Polish athletes. Congratulations to Gregors. He had cancer a couple of years ago, so I thought he retired. So it was shocking to see him. What's next? Krzysztof Radziakowski coming out of retirement? That'd be great, but it's not going to happen. He's dead now. Anyway, so first event, the loading race. We have Bishop, Kearney, Mitchell, Novikov, Szymanski, Toro. That's Novikov's event. Novikov is the fastest dude in this heat by far. Bish used to be really fast, but he's been putting on weight. You know, because he's prepping for the 505 deadlift at the World Deadlift Championships. Blonde Bish is goated at this point. Like Blonde Bish is a static monster, but he's definitely lost his speed in the meantime. So it'll be interesting seeing him in like these really hot temperatures. Which, by the way, it's going to be like 90 degrees in Sacramento this week. So that's going to affect a lot of the heavier guys. And a lot of the guys from colder climates. So just a heads up if you're traveling to Worlds, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Kearney can be fast at the loading event, so this shouldn't be a problem. It's the height, depending on the platforms, which might be his Achilles heel. So we'll see there. Gregors used to be really fast, but he hasn't competed since like 2016, so I don't know. Mikitoro is an older competitor. He is, at this point, he's a master competitor. I believe he's 42 years old. He is the third oldest athlete at Worlds this year, Mark being the oldest, Manuel Angelo being the second oldest, I believe, and then Mikitoro, or reverse those two. Either way, Toro is one of the oldest competitors there, and speed was never his thing in SCL anyway, so he's, you know, already going to be pretty low in his qualifying heat, unfortunately. Trey Mitchell, experienced guy, 2-time finalist. It's just, he's loading, probably mid-table. So I'm going to say Alexei first, which is a great start for him. He really wants to get back to the finals. He has to just erase last year out of his mind, which he's probably already done anyway. But, you know, he definitely wants to get back into that final. So, yeah. Then we have the deadlift ladder. Alexei did a fast 4 at Europe's Strongest Man. Mika's not known for his deadlift. It's pretty low end. Gregors hasn't, you know, like I said, competed since 2016. It wasn't, you know, that impressive. I'm just going off of Law's video because he hasn't really posted a lot of training footage on his Insta. Trey, fantastic deadlifter. Dude doesn't even use a suit. So that's going to be interesting to see him in the deadlift ladder. Novikov's speed might beat him, and he'll come second. That's my prediction. Adam Bishop might come third. Trey will probably do all 5, but Bishop will do a fast 4. That's my prediction. He said he's not going to use a suit. So at least he'll be able to move between implements. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen between Adam and Trey on that event. Then we have Rob. Rob's decent at deadlift. You know, he ain't the hitch bitch for nothing. But in a group like this, he'll probably be like 3rd or 4th. I hate to see it, but, you know, another year of Rob probably just missing out on the finals, and you hate to see it. I would love to have Rob in the finals once, but this probably ain't going to be his year. Moving on to day 2, we of course have the car walk, and we have the log lift. Car walk, Alexi just gonna speed down that track like it's nothing. Mitchell also probably gonna speed down that track with Bish probably in third. Rob's excellent at yoke. It's just, since coming back from, testicular cancer and everything, does he still have that speed? I'm super curious. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll beat Alexi. That'll be a fun battle. Gregas and Mika, probably lower end on that. Sorry, guys. And then we have the log lift. Again, probably going to go to Alexi. That'll be a battle between Alexi, Trey, and Rob. Again, another event that just hasn't been the same for Rob since his tricep injury, understandably so. So maybe Trey is going to beat him out on that. Overhead's not usually that good for Bish, so he'll probably come fourth in that event, which will put him down in the points, which will probably put him in the stone off, depending on how the wrecking ball hold goes. As long as Alexi doesn't fumble the bag on the... Oh, jeez, my cat. Atlas. I didn't even know you were in here. Hi, bud. Come. Okay. You don't want to be on the video? Sorry about that. Cats love to be nosy. Anyway, going back to... I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, going back to the wrecking ball hold, as long as Alexi doesn't fumble the bag, I don't see him, coming in low end on the wrecking ball hold. Hopefully, I really want him in the finals, and I don't want him to make a mistake or anything like that this year. Rob's not necessarily known for his grip. Mika's grip's okay. They've done a couple of oddball lifts in SCL, but same with Gregor's, just kind of Trey, he got thick, meaty hands, but he's a big guy, so I don't know. Same with Adam, he's been gaining weight, so that might affect his grip. So super curious. That was definitely a toss up for me for group 3. Stone off, like I said, this year, as opposed to what happened last year, expect the unexpected. But I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say Alexi wins his group. I said that last year, and that he didn't even make the stone off. But I'm going to say Alexi wins his group. And I think, once again, Adam's going to be in the stone off against Trey. Trey is a better stone lifter. Trey makes it to the finals, unless the Bishop curse happens again and something happened. Hopefully not. And Bishop wins. But yeah, Trey's going to get to the finals. Just off the stone off alone, that's money for him. Like Tom, almost guaranteed W. Going into Group 4, we have Maxime Boudreau, who came third last year, Gavin Bilton, UK Strongest Man, Nezmin Beskovich, Shane Flowers, Pavel Kodiaka, and Martins Lisis, the 2019 champion. So we have 3 new guys in Group 4. But it's not going to be a cakewalk, in my opinion. Pavel and Shane are 2 guys who are definitely my wild card. I am so pissed that they are in the same group, though. Shane, at first I wasn't really sold on Shane at Britain's last year in 2020, but this year, I am a fan. I decided to stop and smell the flowers. I'm all aboard the Shane train. Same with Pablo. He killed it at OSG. He killed it at Europe's. So, I'm so mad that they're in the same group. Why couldn't they switch maybe... I don't know, somebody in Group 1 for somebody in Group 4. Anyway, Martins is back, baby. He's been back since the Rogue Invitational, but this is his first time at Worlds since 2019, and Martins, all aboard the Martins train. But we're going to go through all the events. So, day 1, loading race, Martins has been practicing, come on. Yeah, he's put out a lot of size, a lot of mass, but Martins can still move. But of course, Max is crazy at loading events. So it's going to be a good battle between them. Interesting to see how both Shane and Pablo do on this. It's their first time at Worlds for both of them. They could have, nerves. They, not used to the loading implements at Worlds. We'll see what happens. Also, just bless the biceps. I'm saying that for all 30 athletes. Pray for no injuries, y'all. I'm probably going to say either Max or Martins in first. I'm pretty sure, because they're both experienced athletes. Shane and Pavel is going to be like the most super interesting battle in this heat, in my opinion. And unfortunately, Gav and Nedsman are going to be bottom of the table. I'm sorry. I'm sure Gav's a nice guy, but after all the health issues that he's had the last couple of years, I don't know. He's another big guy. Yes, he lost a lot of weight in the past couple of months, but he's still a really big guy, and he just don't move that well on moving events. And Nedsman, he's done a couple of Giants live shows. This is his biggest competition, but he's more of a static guy, so he's also going to be bottom of the table. It is what it is. Then we're going to move into the deadlift ladder. We have some big deadlifters in this group as well. Gavin has a Welsh deadlift record. Nedsman, of course, was invited to the World Deadlift Champions in 2019, and I believe he's coming again this year. Shane's a former powerlifter. Martins is not the biggest deadlifter, but he could put up good numbers. Like, him doing hook grip for this entire ladder is going to be insane, and I think he's going to mug his group. Usually I would say Maxime would be bottom of the table, but he's been improving a lot on his deadlift in the past couple of years. Work with Magnus Magnuson. He's been getting a lot of experience. He was training with Brian Shaw. So I'm super curious to see how Max does in this event. He's a bit of a slow puller, though, so speed is what might get him, which is funny because he's one of the faster athletes in this group. Pablo and Shane did decent numbers at this at Europe's. Pretty sure the weight's going to be either the same or slightly heavier here. So I can see Martins winning this just off a hook alone and not having to strap in like the other guys will. Like I said, Nedsman's big deadlifter, but he has to strap in, and that he's going to take too much time, in my opinion, on the transition. So there's that. So I'm going to say Martins first. Shane second. I'm going to say Shane second. Maybe Maxime third, Pavo fourth. We'll see. Because like I said, Nedsman, great deadlifter. But he uses straps. And that takes time to strap in and get ready. Then we have day two. We, of course, have the car walk and the log lift. Martins is fast on his feet. I don't see why he can't do good at this. I think Maxime has done more car walks in shows than Martins has, but he's been, trading hints and tips with Laws and Brian. So curious to see how he does in that. Yoke is traditionally not a good event for Maxime. And with the car walk's weight being distributed differently, where it's going to sway side to side and front to back, that might throw him off. Traditionally, Gav's not good at this event. I just remember Giant Slide when he just fell in between the car, and it's just like, he had to pull out. This event's probably going to go to either Shane or Pablo. Super curious to see how these guys do in this event. They're two of the lighter athletes in this heat, but I think that will benefit them in the car walk. Then we have the log lift. Martins is great at that. Martins is going to do exactly what he'll need to do on the log lift. He's not going to show out. He's going to, I think he's just going to cruise through. Once day two comes, he'll see what needs to do in order to avoid the stone off, in my opinion, and not go like stupid crazy on like the log lift. Maxime, however, is going to go stupid crazy on the log lift and probably like mog the rest of this heat. That's my opinion. Shane, decent at log. Same with Pablo. Gav can use some work. Nedsman, he's okay on this. Yeah. And then we have the wrecking ball hold and the stone off. Like I said, Martins is going to do whatever he can to avoid the stone off. I'm not worried about him. Martins gets through. He has a great grip. He's been working, Ode is his trainer, the master, the sensei, Master Oogway, whatever you call him. I don't see Martins not doing amazing at the Wrecking Ball hold. Maxime got Canadian grip, baby, so we ain't worried about Maxime either. Nedsman, I don't think has that good of a grip. I hate to say it, but I don't think he has a good of a grip. Gavin does weird implements like this at UK Strongest Man, which I've been watching a lot of, by the way. He could probably surprise people on this. Like, he's done like the brick lift, he's done like the whiskey barrel hold in UK Strongest Man, so he might surprise folks. Maybe get like mid-pack or third on this event. You never know. Pablo and Shane, curious to see how they'll do. This will definitely be a trial by fire for them. I mean, this is an odd event. So, yeah. It'll be interesting. In terms of who goes on to the Stone-Off, Maxime, and between Pablo and Shane, that is hard. Nick Scott can't see Maxime out of the top 3 and can't see him losing the stones against Shane or Pablo. Would have loved to see Pablo in the finals. Could have seen the Flintstone lift. Exactly. That is why I hate this group, because Pablo's like lift for the Flintstone lifts would have been A1. You know, that sucks. But yeah, Maxime's not losing the stones. That's the rabid Wolverine. There's no way Maxime is going, you know, it's going to lose the stone off no matter who he goes against. It could be Pablo. It could be Shane. They're new. Shane felt something in his bicep. Like I said, he didn't tear it, thankfully, at Europe's, but he felt something. So I feel like, you know, he probably still is going to need some work on Atlas Stone. So, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be Martins and Maxime. Double M. You know, it's going to be crazy. It is what it is. But man, that sucks. I would have loved to see Pablo just come out and like mog the Flintstone lift in the finals, but this is not their year. It is not their year, unfortunately. I can't believe that they put them in the same heat. They did that to garner hype and excitement, but damn, that's gonna suck. Anyway, we have our final group. Group 5. We have Jan Stefan Clairboeuf, Kevin de Ruyter, Aethor Ingelsson Melstad, Evan Singleton, Luke Stoltman, and Kim Urak. Guys, this is the year that Evan definitely gets into the finals. Let me not say that. Let me not jinx him. But this is looking like, not necessarily a cakewalk, but this is looking like it's going to be the W for Evan this year after having bad luck the past 2 years at Worlds. You know, tearing his bicep in 2020 and getting sick in 2021. This could be the year that Evan finally gets to the finals. Do I think he's going to win Worlds? No, not yet. But this will be the year that we see a T-Rex in the finals, and I'm excited. So, going with the loading race, Evan's fast, Luke's decent. This one has 3 new guys in the heat and 2 finalists. And I don't know a lot about them. Coco, I believe, might be the lightest guy in the entire competition. Maybe the smallest. I'm not sure. Kim, seeing the picture that he posted on Instagram today with Brian Shaw, I'm like, oh, he's smaller than I thought. Like, maybe like an even 6 feet tall. So that might play a part into the loading race. Also, the heat. He's from Greenland. Again, it's going to be 90 degrees this week in Sacramento. Hopefully he's acclimating well, but it's just like, I don't know. And then we have Kelvin de Ruyter, who is the current SCL champion. They do a lot of loading in SCL. He can be very good at this. Definitely get some points in there to start off with. But Luke and Evan have the experience in loading race. I'm going to say Evan wins the loading race. Kelvin probably sneaks in and takes second over Luke. That's my bold prediction. I'm just making bold predictions off the cuff, because why not? And then, I guess, Coco and Kim. Aethor, decent mid-pack. It's pretty shocking that he got into the finals last year. Much like Hate Oberst. You know, he beat him in the Stone-Off and got to the finals, but I still see him as like a mid-pack kind of guy. Day 2, we have the car walk and the log lift. Call rock. I don't see Evan not winning this event. Evan's fast. He's explosive. He's good at yoke. Kelvin has height though. Kelvin's like 6'7", 6'8", or something like that. He's a giant. That height advantage might help. But again, the car ebbs and flows and sways pretty weird, so that might throw him off. He's a great truck puller, but have I seen him do a lot of like car walks? No, I don't think there's been a car walk in an SCL event that he's been in. Aethor could be decent at this. Again, like I said, mid card, mid pack guy. Kim and Coco, I'm so sorry, I don't know much about them. Depending on the weight, it could be a lot for Coco. It could be decent for Kim. He did. First time I ever saw him was at the Magnuson Classic, so he did decent at things like that. So I don't see why not. And then we have the log lift. Kelvin's not good at log lift at all. He failed the opening weight at Europe's Strongest Man. Even in SCL, he's not that good of a log lifter, so he's going to lose his advantage in that. Plus, he's super tall. Aethor, decent presser. Evan, decent presser. Luke, phenomenal presser. Like, what is there to say here? Kim, okay. So that's going to be Luke's event with Evan in second, Aethor in third. Plain and simple, pretty cut and dry. And then we have the Wrecking Ball hole and the Stone Off. Grip for Evan is decent. I don't see him not doing very well at this event. Same for Kelvin. Like, he's the truck pull champion, SCL truck pull champion, great at arm over arm. That should have some carryover to grip, but again, it's like the weird swaying and stuff might throw him off. He can definitely sneak in there and knock somebody out of the Stone Off. Not saying that he gets into the Stone Off himself, but he can steal some valuable points. Luke, Nick Scott, would have liked to see Bish or Pablo in this group. I think it's a bit of an easier one. Should be easy for Evan to take first and not too hard for Luke. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they should have separated Pablo and Shane. It is what it is. Maybe they'll change in the next 2 days. We've seen worlds change, stuff on the fly before, so I wouldn't be surprised if I land in California and it's like the group's changed and making all of this useless. As for the Stone Off and thinking Evan is going to win, Luke needs to win this badly. And he'll lose points in the deadlift, yes, but he'll make that back in the log lift. It's a tough one. Ooh, that's really tough between who wins between Evan and Luke. You know what? Because of the deadlift, I think Evan wins the group. You're right, Nick. I agree with you. Evan wins the group. Luke has to go to the Stone Off. But who comes in third? Aethor, Kelvin, Kim, Coco. Aethor, probably Aethor. Aethor in third with Kelvin in fourth. Just because Aethor has the experience. He's definitely a fighter. Like I said, Kelvin will probably, unfortunately, no rep the log lift and get 0 points, which will put him out of contention. So in a log lift, in a Stone Off between Luke and Aethor, I give it to Luke just because he, is the brother of the best stone lifter in the world. Aethor's a fighter, but again, Luke's going to want to get into the finals again. That's just how I see it. So, throughout my past hour of rambling, top 10, Tom, Ivars, Brian, Janasia, Alexi, Trey, sorry, Bish, Maxime, Martins, Luke, and Evan. So those will be my top 10. I'll call that's my top 10 prediction for now. Before we just talk about the finals, let's just, hope nobody gets injured. Bless the biceps. No food poisoning. Everybody's good. Everybody performs great. There's no injuries, and we have a fun world. But yeah, I can see all 4 of the champions getting into the finals. Last year was a crazy fluke for Alexei. Obviously, with everything going on in Ukraine, still weighs heavily on his mind. But we saw him beast it out at the Arnold, so I have no doubt in my mind that he gets back to the finals. I really do wish like Pablo or Shane would get into the finals. Same with Mitchell Hooper, but I see those out of the 10 new guys, those were the 3 that I was the most looking forward to seeing. But I think they all miss out, unfortunately. So, yeah. Sucks that I think Bobby misses out on the finals this year. I would love to see what he would do on the Flintstone press. Same with Kearney. Kearney's not going to make the finals. Kevin misses out on the finals. But, yeah, those are my predictions. Now for the final events, who do I think is going to win? Oh, man. Like I said, I'm here to root for Martins. I am such a Martins fangirl that I can't not say Martins is going to win. Love Tom. Love Alexei. Drive for 5, part 6. Because it is part 6. Drive for 5, part 6 for Brian. But Martins, baby. All aboard the dragon train, man. Like, I want Martins to get his second title so badly because the content is going to be so great and it's going to be so hype, and it'll fuel Mateus for next year, man. So yeah, that's my baseless prediction without actually going through the events. I'm just trying to pull up some other material that I had that I don't know where I saved it. I need to name my files better on my computer, dummy. Yeah, this is a terrible slide, but yeah, select your winner out of the 4 previous champions. 7 titles in between them. I'm going with Martins. Podium wise, it might be Martins, Tom, and Brian. Alexei might miss out this year, but I see all 4 of them getting to the finals and having an amazing battle. Like I said, so hyped that I have VIP for day 1. But yeah, we're gonna go through the events for the finals. But I'm gonna play the video one more time just so I can bring it up. The joys of having dual monitors. And again, if anybody from IMG or Worlds just happens to be watching this, all I can say is this is all fan stuff. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm just having fun, but
Please don't sue.
yeah, please don't sue me or send cease and desist or copyright. I'll take the videos down if you just DM me. Please DM me on Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, whatever.
Please don't sue.
But yeah, we're gonna play the video one more time.
It's a sport that has always begged the question, why? Why would any world-class athlete subject their body to so much weight, strain, pain? The answer may never be understood, but their motivation, devotion, and grit are never in question. Once again, some of the world's most courageous competitors have come to this annual and prestigious championship to settle an age-old question: who is the world's strongest? All the men here come with their own unique stories, but the one thing they all share is an enduring and unwavering perseverance not seen in any other sport, and an innate desire to simply be the world's strongest man.
And we're back. So, for the finals, we had... My mistake. I had to put it off of mute. So, for the finals, we have the Knack Giants medley. We have the deadlift. We have the Flintstone barbell lift. We have the bus pull, the Rain total body fuel power stairs, and the Atlas stones. So, 6 events for the finals. Glad we have a vehicle pull in the finals again. I'm glad we just have a vehicle pull. We didn't have one in 2020. That was weird. Did we have one last year? We had the train push, but, you know. Glad we have a full traditional, you know, vehicle pull again in the finals or in just worlds in general. With the guys I said going to make the finals, I think Martins and Tom and Alexi is going to start out strong. Again, Brian is just, he always says he works on his speed, but it's just, I don't know, man. Dude's in his 40s, you know, he has a wonky hamstring from time to time. There's just young guys coming for his position. So I think it's going to be a strong start for Martins, Tom, and Alexi. Funny enough, only the U.S. guys kind of have the knack boxes to like kind of practice with. Brian has one. Jerry, who's a reserve, Jerry Pritchard, who's a reserve, has a knack box, who's been training with it. And Martins has a knack box that he's been putting a sandbag into, I guess, to make heavier in his training. So they definitely have more of a home field advantage in this event, in my opinion. But I see them starting off very strong. And unfortunately, Brian missing out on some points for coming in mid-table on this event, which will be a bad sign for Brian, but he just has to get that out of his head and move on to the next event. We have the deadlift, which will be the second event. Brian's still decent at deadlifts. Martins has been coming on really strong with his deadlifts, but I do think Tom is stronger than Martins at the moment when it comes to deadlift. Depends on the speed. I believe it's for reps. Yeah, it is for reps. So depending on speed and if Martins is going to hook in the finals as well, kind of what we're going to do with the deadlift ladder, can make or break this event for him. Trey, he was so close to having sole possession of first in the deadlift last year at Worlds, but you know, time just ran out. He was this close to having sole position, and that probably would have put him in like 3rd place last year. So definitely got to watch out for Trey on that event. Out of the guys that I said, Maxime working on his deadlift, but there's a lot of big deadlifters, so he's going to lose some valuable points there. Ivar's on deadlift, you know, just so-so on deadlift when it comes to like the big guns. My apologies, waiting for the sirens to pass by. Sorry, I'm just going through who else. Luke, bottom of the table in deadlift. Sorry, Luke. Evan, very explosive on deadlift, so he can definitely get in there and sneak some points away as well. Then we have the event that I'm most excited for, the Flintstone barbell lift. This classic from 1995 is back. The guys have the option of pressing from behind the neck or from the front. A lot of them have been training both. Man, I wish Pablo was in this final so we could see what numbers he'd put up. Martins is looking at decent numbers, and he's been doing a lot of stability training, making his lockout good. Maxime just posted on Instagram, I believe, like a 200 kilo like BTN. Lockout was very shaky, though. I will say, like, I wouldn't personally give that the down signal, but again, that was in training. I'm sure his lockout's way better than that, and he's amazing overhead. Haven't seen any training footage from Alexi. Obviously, circumstances, you know, understandable. So I see him losing points on this. Tom's been working on this a lot. Luke's an amazing presser. Janasia, okay. I feel like he'd be placed a bit bottom when it comes to this event. Brian's has been practicing a lot, but there's a lot of good pressers who I assume is going to make the finals, which will take points away from him. I'm just thinking back to last year where he missed out on his last lift on the log on the max log, and it cost him some points. You know, if Brian has a weakness, I don't want to say weakness because it's not like he's not the worst at log lift or overhead lifting, but it's just like there's so many better guys at overhead lifting that Brian's going to lose some points here. But it's going to be an interesting battle between Luke, Martins, and Max in the Flintstone barbell lift. That I'm so happy I got VIP tickets for day one. Anyway, going on to day two, we have the bus pull. Brian's always been fantastic at bus pull. Martins is decent at this. Alexi's a little guy, but he's fast. I say little as if 300 pounds is little. Hilarious. Trey, so-so at that. I-bars, depending on what they pull, could sneak in there. He's not going to place top of the pack, but mid-pack, and that can steal some points off for a couple of guys. Maxime, decent. Unfortunately, I don't think Maxime's going to make the podium again this year, just because a lot of returning champions are probably going to be in this final. Janasia, decent at truck pull. Luke, decent as well. Evan is my wild card for truck pull. I remember when he was the equipment tester in 2019, he was trying out this event, and like I said, dude has crazy explosive power. I don't see him not doing well at this, but again, these guys are going to be taking points off of each other, and that's what's going to make a difference in who's going to podium. Then we have the Powerstairs. Maxime is godlike in the Powerstairs. There's no doubt about that. I actually have a video for that. I'm gonna play that while I'm talking about the Powerstairs. I need to place my videos in better places so I can just bring them up easier. There we go. This is Maxime doing the Powerstairs in Canada's Strongest Man in 2017. He came first in this event. You know, he beat out JF Caron. He beat out Jimmy Paquette. He beat out a lot of guys. Like, dude is stupid fast on this event. We saw him training with Brian Shaw a couple videos ago. Like, I don't see Maxime losing this event, to be honest with you. Alexi made a couple of mistakes at Europe's that he'll probably correct, but Maxime knows this event like the front and back of his hand. Like, he knows all the implements need to be, you know, how they need to be placed, how to pick them up. Like, he is beastly at this. I don't know, something about Canadians and Powerstairs, man. Perfect combination. Haven't seen Martins do a Powerstair event, so super curious to see how that goes. Janasha could have been faster at this at Europe's. Who else? Mitchell could have been okay. Totally depends. There's a lot of commotion going on outside. I'm sorry about that. Let's just speed this up just a bit. Ooh, that was fast. So the next part of this video I have is Maxime doing the Powerstairs at last year's Canada's Strongest Man, where he unfortunately lost and didn't gain the title. Still a title that has eluded him, oddly enough. But Maxime did the Powerstairs with broken freaking fingers. Like, he broke the fingers on, I believe, his left hand, and he still, you can see, sorry, his right hand, you can see him favoring that hand, like shaking it every time he puts the Powerstairs up. And he still came third at this event out of like 12 guys with broken fingers. That is insane. This dude's going to win the Powerstairs. Mark my words. Like, third with, like, you know, 3 digits down. That reminds me of 2016 Eddie Hall, where he, like, you know, did the circus barbell with broken hands, and you can see the tears, you know, streaking out of his eyes. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Brian's decent at Powerstairs. You know, he has experience doing this at Worlds 2012 and 2015. It'll probably be those more cylindrical implements that they've used. Tom's got the height. He's been practicing, but they only had like maybe 1 or 2 implements. So the transition or actually feeling how that proper implement feels might throw him off. Same with Luke. Evan, he has a lot of explosive power, but I feel like he'll gas out on this event for some reason. Don't know why, but I can see Evan, like, at this point, you know, he got that wild, bombastic, crazy power about him. I mean, he's like gassed by the time he gets to this event. Yeah. Like I said, seeing Max do this with like broken freaking hands is insane. And then after the Powerstairs, we have the Atlas Stones. So it'll be interesting because this is what a lot of people on Reddit have been talking about, a battle of Atlas Stones between Tom and Martins. You know, Tom never beat Martins on Atlas Stones. You know, Martins is better at natural stones. Tom's better at Atlas Stones. I am super curious to see how this plays out. Who's faster? Does it come down to the stones? Is that the decider of who wins their World's Strongest Man title? I always like the notion of how Martins trains Atlas Stones, about how he always likes to lap them much higher to get on the platform, because of course Tom has crazy height over Martins, like 6 inches, I believe, 5 or 6 inches over Martins. But the way Martins just loads stones onto the platform, I think will give him the advantage, especially because they're not just picking them up from the ground, putting them on the platform. They have to go with a walk, like how classic World's Strongest Man was back in the mid-2000s, where they had to move with the Atlas Stones. That could definitely be a deciding factor. I mean, they're both big, chunky boys, but oh man, that is a toss-up for me. They've obviously both been training them. Brian has experience doing Atlas Stones both ways. Novikov's fast on his feet, but like I said, I'm too much of a fangirl to not favor Martins and say Martins wins Worlds. But it'll be a hard-fought battle with Tom coming in second, in my opinion. And tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Tell me I'm stupid. I don't really care. But I think Martins is going to win maybe by half a point over Tom, with Brian on the podium. Yeah, I think Alexi's going to miss out on the podium. I've been making bold predictions all afternoon. But, yeah, Martins first, Tom second, Brian third, Alexi fourth. That's my bold prediction. So yeah, I've rambled for almost an hour and a half now. Just going through all 5 of the groups because I'm not editing group videos. I'm sure once this video gets uploaded or whatever, there'll be timestamps in the description, so you can click around through all my ramblings. But going throughout that, let's just talk about some of the fan experiences at World. Once again, I'm flying from New York to California Monday evening, and I'll be there all weekend. If you see me, say hi. I'll be wearing my Nerd of Strength hat with my logo on it, so that'll be an easy way to identify me. But yeah, I'll be there all weekend. I am just going to say straight up, I'm not going to be live streaming the event. If we go on the World's Strongest Man website, look, they straight up tell you what you need to know. Straight up right here, filming policy, about how you may be videotaped or recorded. But it straight up says, though we encourage you to share your experience on social media, we kindly ask that you do not record or post any video of the athletes as they compete in their respective events and heats. Competition coverage will be of the World's Strongest Man is copyright material exclusive for our broadcast partners, which means they're definitely going to be copyright striking people if they even post a sniff of the events online this year. Like, 2019 was a lawless time, but this year, they're probably going to come after us. It's probably going to be really hard to see any info or any videos online like last year, where there was like barely anything posted. So, sorry, it is what it is. As much shit as I give Worlds, I do commend them for actively trying to better the experience this year, and I'm willing to give them a chance. And also in 2019, they didn't have these rules, so I wasn't breaking any rules or breaching any contract as far as I'm concerned. I don't work for them. But this year, it's clearly stated on their website, do not record, do not film this stuff. So I'm going to follow the rules. Sorry to disappoint you guys. Does that can't show the fan zone, though. I will definitely be showing the fan zone, or for anybody who's maybe not coming for the qualifiers but is coming to the finals. I'll show maybe a walkthrough of the fan zone and the event area and what to expect. But yeah. Speaking of that, we're just going to go over the venue map. So they've actually put out this nice venue map. They've been in my opinion, they've been very accommodating to the fans this year by posting all this stuff in advance to, make this a headache-free way to plan my vacation. There's this number one is the parking lot area. So if you're going to rent a car or you're local, they will have parking for you, so you don't have to worry. Then we enter right here. I believe this is 10th Street. Where we're going to enter. We're going to be near the Sacramento State Capitol building, so it should be very easy to find. If you're doing Uber or rideshare like me, they already gave the address, so you know where to put it in and do your drop off. They have the Fan Fest area, which I actually thought was going to be a bit bigger, but it's just going to be like this strip right here. The only thing I will say constructively about Worlds is that I wish they promoted the fan zone a bit better. I guess this is their first time doing the fan zone, but there's been like no hype leading up to it. They're just like, made 2 posts on it, I believe, on like Instagram. Like, hey, there's a fan zone. If you want a booth, contact us. And hey, don't forget. But they haven't told us who's going to be at the fan zone or what events. But from what I've read, it's supposed to be like events, booths. Maybe you can win things. Maybe you can buy things, of course. So that'll be cool. I just wish there was more info on that. There hasn't been any info on that, but I'll keep you guys posted on like the YouTube community tab, on my Instagram, which, yeah, if you guys do want to see pictures and stuff, or maybe some fan zone video, follow me on Instagram at East Coast Style. That's my personal. Or you can follow my Nerd of Strength account, which I don't really post on, but I'll try and post on both Instagram pages. And then we have number 7. What is number 7? Number 7 is merchandise. So this year, super happy. That's my biggest thing, merchandise. 2019, I flew there, roasted on the beaches of Florida, and there was like nothing to do. No merchandise, no fan experiences, nothing. So at least we'll be able to buy stuff. Hopefully there'll be, I'm sure SBD will be there since they're a title sponsor. I already ordered these before I left. These are the competition shirts. I believe the blue is for the Heat and the green is for the finals. I like both colors, so I brought both colors. That I'll be bringing this with me to Worlds, so I'm super happy. I'm probably going to wear the blue, and what I actually want to do is I want to have as many athletes as possible to autograph and sign the green for me, because I think the signature will look much better on the lighter color anyway, and display it like I do with all my Mark Felix jerseys anyway. So I think that'll be fun. So yeah, maybe there will be an Undefined Nutrition or an Evolution Athletics booth. And Brian Shaw is a smart businessman. I don't see why he wouldn't have a booth. And we'll see who else is there. I'll keep you guys posted on that. We have number 8. We have medical. So in case you need medical assistance, there will be medical assistance there. There are restrooms. Number 6. I don't like how far that kind of is from, like, say, like the fan zone. You have to walk a ways to get to that bathroom. It's probably porta potties. And I hate porta potties, but at least there's a bathroom. So that's a plus. Okay, going back to the fan zone, they mentioned like food trucks and stuff, so there should be food. There's food in the local area as well. I was Google Mapsing a couple of things, but it looked like a lot of things close kind of early, especially since it's going to be Memorial Day weekend. So just keep that in mind if you want to go and explore the local areas and eat. So yeah, there should be food trucks and drinks and stuff there at the fan zone as well. But if you want to, I guess, pack some food with you. Then we have number 8. Like I said, that's medical. Number 9 is the VIP check-in and info booth. So I have VIPs for day 1 of the finals. If you want to buy VIP tickets, I believe they still have VIP for like day 1 and day 2 of the qualifiers. Let's just double check real quick. Yeah, day 1, $250 I mean, it is a lot. They still have VIP tickets for adult day one and child day one. So $250 for adults, $100 for children. They also have VIP for day two of the finals as well. Yeah, same price. But day three is sold out, so that's super interesting. Yeah, and finals are sold out. So happy I got day one of the finals. Depending on how day one plays, I might actually just end up just getting hospitality for day two. We'll see. Keep you posted. So yeah. If you already ordered a VIP ticket, you should have gotten an email earlier this week giving you a QR code and telling you what to do and where to check in when you get to the event. You put in the Apple Wallet, screenshot it, you can print it out, what have you. With VIP, they said we're going to get swag. I'm curious to see what the swag is. I kind of hope it's not an SBD shirt since I already brought both of my own money. I hope it's something else. They also teased that some athletes will be in the VIP section. Nick Best teased that he will be there. Terry Hollins will be there. Maybe some of the guys who aren't competing might show up, take pictures. So that'll be cool. Also, super happy that Terry Hollins is coming. He's doing the backstage live event that you can watch free this year on Facebook and on YouTube. Terry Hollins is one of the OGs. Kind of sad that he didn't come in 2019. Happy he's coming this year. My grandmother loves Terry Hollins. Like, she started watching Strongman and she just loves Terry Hollins. So I need to get a picture with Mark Felix and I need to get a picture with Terry Hollins and an autograph so I can have that for my grandma. So help me find Terry Hollins and Mark Felix. Moving on, like I said, bathrooms are number 6. They're over here. And this event right here was like orange. This is going to be the event arena. So these 3 5s are going to be where the event is actually taking place. I assume this long strip might be where they do like the loading, the truck pull, moving events. And then we have these 2 over here. And number 4 is the VIP viewing deck. So that's going to be smack dab in the center so you can get a good view of all 3 of these number 5s over here. I assume these green spaces out here, or maybe this blue around it, will be where general admissions can come and see. Now, I've been seeing a lot of questions on Reddit and on Instagram. People aren't understanding that this event is free to watch. Again, you do not need VIP to come down and watch the World's Strongest Man. You do not need to spend $250. You do not need to spend $350 or $1,000 to see World's Strongest Man. If you are local, drive in. Just make sure you get there early. The show starts at 7 o'clock. We'll talk about that in a minute. Get there early. It's first come, first serve. 2019, I just showed up. It was first come, first serve. It has always been free 99, baby. You just show up and you're basically a glorified extra. VIP, I will say this, VIP is the only guaranteed seating. So again, if you want to come, don't show up like 11 o'clock expecting to get in. It might be crowded. Fans are unpredictable, Like 1,000 people might show up, 100 people might show up, 10,000 people might show up. We never know. This could be packed like Comic-Con for all we know. I don't. So definitely recommend getting there early. They recommend that as well. So once again, you don't have to pay anything to come and see the Fan Fest, to view World's Strongest Man. It is first come, first serve. So now that that's out of the way, we're just going to go through a couple more of the things that I put on their website. Safety and security. I made a video on YouTube maybe like a month ago explaining what you can and can't bring in. Like I said, that was all speculations just based off me going to Worlds before. Give me one sec. Sorry about that. Sorry, that was a loud bus in front of my house. Like I said before, I made a video a month ago explaining what you should and should not, do's and don'ts of what you should do at World's Strongest Man. That was all speculation and just going off of what I did at Worlds in 2019. But they actually have it clearly listed on their website about safety and security. So the safety and security of all of our guests is of paramount importance. All bags, containers, and packages are subject to search. If you are found in possession of prohibited items at the event, and or if you indulge in any objectionable actions, your participation in the event will be terminated immediately and escorted out of the venue. So here are things that are prohibited from the event. Bags larger than 18 by 18. Kind of sucks for me personally. If you're watching this and you got a car and you were a nice person, I checked out of my hotel on Sunday and I was just going to bring my luggage with me to the event. Seems like I probably can't do that. So if you got like a car that I can just, put my stuff in and get at the end of the day, I will gladly pay you. And I will be so grateful if you can help me out. If not, I'm going to have to find a place to put my, I only have one suitcase. It just has clothes in it. Find a place to put that. Anyway, the next thing is alcohol, roller skates, rollerblades, skateboards, one wheels, hoverboards, bikes and scooters, professional photography cameras and video equipment, probably because they do not want us to record stuff, illegal drugs or substances, public marijuana use is illegal within the event permit, weapons of any kind, duh, chemicals, fireworks, smoke bombs, again, duh, glass containers, coolers and chairs, which is shocking because, again, I said in my own video, hey, it's going to be a lot of standing around and waiting, bring a foldable chair. However, I hit up World's Strongest Man on Reddit. Yes, they're semi-active on Reddit. And I asked them, hey, and I screenshot them the exact chair that I'm bringing with me. I'm like, hey, is it okay if I bring this? And they literally responded with me, I should not have a problem. So, hopefully, everything's good. And I can bring my fold-out chair, because, again, there's a lot of standing around and waiting. I'm still going to bring it. If they tell me I can't, whatever, I'll just put it back in my Airbnb. But I'm still going to bring it. I'm sure they just mean giant fuck-off chairs. I have a tripod that goes up on my shoulder, no problem. Carts and wagons, umbrellas and tents, air horns, instruments, or laser pointers. The city of Sacramento prohibits public nudity. That's crazy that they had to say that. Unauthorized or unlicensed vendors, unauthorized solicitation banners, handbills, samplings, or giveaways, pets unless service dogs with documentation, other items as determined by facility management. So we'll see what they will and will not let in there. Like I said, I've been to a lot of events like Comic-Cons and whatnot where they basically tell you, sometimes it depends on the security guard. If you're the security guard in a bad mood, he gonna be a bitch and tell you can't bring that shit in. He'll be mad. And you got the one who's like just waving you off, just going like, I don't care, and go. It's probably at their discretion, and we'll see what happens on the day. Then they have event tips to have a great time. Please stay home if you're sick and not feeling well. Seriously, prepare for warm weather. Wear sunglasses. Bring a hat, sunscreen. For real, seriously. I checked the weather. It's gonna be like 90, 92 throughout the whole week. I guess we're going through another historic heat wave like last year. Pray for the big boys. Pray for the strong men. Pay attention to your surroundings and report suspicious activity or unattended packages. Keep yourself hydrated. Drink plenty of water. Do not leave any valuable personal items unattended. Obviously, they're not responsible for lost stolen items. Be good to one another. Look out for one another and speak up. And enjoy the event. Like I said in my video. And their COVID policy, in accordance with, the Sacramento, state and health and safety guidelines, face covers are strongly encouraged in indoor areas, but they're not going to be enforced. They're not forced. They're not taking, vaccine passes or whatever, doing all that. It's just, if you're indoors, put one on. That's about it. So you're good to go on that. You don't got to wear one outdoors. Yay or nay, depending on how you feel. I don't really care. Those are the main things on their website. Like I said, they're all stated. So don't try and play dumb. I didn't know I couldn't record. So if you get kicked out, that's on you. Sucks I can't record a lot of stuff this year, but again, I'll try. If you see me, please say hi. I'm trying to organize a World's Strongest Man meetup on the Friday. All right, let's just go into the schedule while I'm talking about that. They actually have the times listed as well. I'm trying to organize a meetup, with the r/strongman Reddit, or just fans of the channel, or just fans who want to hang out, because Friday is the off day. There will be no events that day. Not sure if the fan zone's open or not. They haven't really said. It probably should be, but 50-50. There are things to do on the Friday. At 11 a.m. at Capitol Books, Rob Kearney will be doing a book signing for his children's book, Strong. And at 6:45 that evening, Magnuson will be throwing out the opening pitch of the Sacramento Rivercats baseball game. You can still buy tickets for that if you want to. And I didn't want to spend like $20 for a baseball game I'm not going to care about, but that's cool nonetheless. So don't think that there's nothing to do on the Friday. There is some things for you to do. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I would love to meet people. I would love to hang out with people, just chat, do stuff on the Friday. Because if not, I'm just probably going to check out the fan zone and just chill in my Airbnb. But I would love to meet people. Maybe get lunch, maybe hang out. There's like a barcade style arcade in the area. A couple of people on Reddit have been recommending like good places to eat. There's a couple of breweries and stuff there, a couple of steakhouses, sushi restaurants, what have you. Like, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Reddit. I would love to meet people and hang out and talk strongman. Make some friends while I'm there. If you probably need help getting a spot to view the comp, we can help each other out. You need some merch, you need help, we can help each other out. So please, don't hesitate to contact me and reach out, and we can have some fun. But anyway, going back to the times and how this whole event's going to be free. These are the times listed on World's Strongest Man's website. Each day, things will be starting at 7 a.m., which, I'll see it when I believe it. Strongman in World's Strongest Man is notorious for not starting on time, especially because, again, it's a TV show first, then a competition. They want to make sure they have the perfect shots. They want to make sure they have the perfect weather, the perfect, scenery. It's not too cloudy, the perfect audio, all of that. So we'll see if this actually opens up at 7 a.m. on day one, with event 1 starting at 8 a.m. and event 2 starting at 12 p.m. 12:30. It's crazy. 4.5 hours for the loading race. You would think that'd be one of the faster events, but yeah. Day 2 starts at 8 a.m. and then event 2, 12:30. Day 3, 8 a.m. 1:30, because I can actually see the Wrecking Ball hole taking a long time. And then for the finals, 8 a.m. event 1, 10 a.m. event 2, and then 1:30 for event 3. And then finally for day 2, we have 8 a.m. for event 4, 11 a.m. for event 5. It's crazy. They think they need 3 hours for like the bus pool. And then 2 p.m. for the Atlas Stones. That they think it's going to take an hour. When I went in 2019, it's like an hour and a half, honestly. And then the award ceremony at 3 o'clock. And then the show is over. Last year, when we were all stuck at home watching Laws and Liz look at the spreadsheets, I believe that they were done by like 4 o'clock my time. I think we figured out like Tom won at like 4 or 5 in the evening that day. So they're actually pretty on schedule with things. So hopefully these are the start times and everything goes as planned. But it's Strongman. You got to play it by ear. That's just how it is. Again, if you are coming up to view the finals or the qualifiers or the whole show and you do not have VIP, come early. Even if they don't start at 8 a.m., if you want a good spot, if you want to be guaranteed into general admission, come early. They're telling everybody, if you want to see it, come early. So I don't want to hear nothing that you try to come at 11 a.m. and you couldn't come and see, the rain Powerstairs. You should have been here at 8 o'clock if you want to see the 11 o'clock, So please keep that in mind. Like I said, be cool with each other. Be nice. Respect everybody's personal space. Be respectful. Be kind. Be respectful to the athletes. They're here to do a job. When they're not competing, of course ask for pictures and chats, but when they're competing and they're in that headspace, don't bother them. So yeah. I think that's everything that we need to go over. There's not that many people watching. Thank you for the people who did just sit here and watch me ramble for almost 2 hours. Appreciate you. God, I went longer than Laws and Liz. I am so sorry. I don't think I'm that self-important. But I'm just getting my thoughts, everything out for Worlds, because again, I'm not making 5 different videos. After this, I gotta pack. I leave Monday evening. I'll be there for all of the events, and I leave the following Monday. If you see me, please say hi. Please, it's my birthday. But yeah, super excited. I'm excited to fly. I'm excited to travel. This is my first vacay since 2019, so super happy. I think it'll be a bomb-ass birthday present for myself. And yeah. Once again, guys, my name is Kai. I'm the Nerd of Strength. Thank you guys for watching. It means so much to me. Check back here for maybe some videos. Like I said, no guarantees, but there should be some content out here. Also, check out my Instagram. My personal is Eastwolf Style. I'll probably be posting more on that one if I'm being honest. And then I have my business one, which is Nerd of Strength. You can also check me out on Twitch, Patreon, Ko-fi, PayPal, accepting donations, whatever. Yeah, what have you. And like I said, enjoy the week. If you're at home, enjoy the spreadsheets, enjoy Laws and Liz, enjoy, the backstage stuff that'll be posted on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're there, enjoy your time. Bring your family. It's Memorial Day weekend. Have a blast, Don't get yourself kicked out because you're trying to record stuff for likes on Instagram. But yeah, have fun, stay safe, and be cool. And again, if you see me, come say hi. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good afternoon. And if you're traveling, safe trip, safe travels. I'll see you guys there.
Check it out now. Yeah, check it out, yo. Yo, check it out now. Third strike, yo. Yo, I know you got your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make them, mad ruckus to bring them. Just hooked on it, down bodies who want it. I don't know where you got your skills from, jump off it. Bring it on, any opponent or contender. No one can stop this with guns and objects. As far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. Join the street fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior, I'll be the master. I can teach you how to fight and move faster. One false move, kid, that'd be disaster. I'll beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the 3rd chapter. This game's for real, no lies or no actors. Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life. You stomping anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge me.
See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know, we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes, your own